Ladies and gentlemen, Bring Your Friends here to bring you yet another video where I spew pixels in your eyes and puke logic in your ears. Today we are playing Black Ops 2 Free-For-All. At first I was excited. At first I was all giddy with joy for they released yet another Call of Duty game because I thought there was no way they can repeat the mistakes of the past. Well, you can count on me to tell you the nitty-gritty of a game in a review, the good and the bad. And for me, it's business as usual when it comes to the multiplayer of Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and here's the breakdown. Map design. The map design is horribly implemented into the game, with only a few maps that works for free-for-all in general. Plenty of spaces to camp, which takes away from the fast-paced free-for-all in my eyes. In the Call of Duty series, camping poses a serious problem compared to other games for the plain and simple fact that you don't have much health to begin with. And when you don't have much health, your reaction time is your golden ticket to victory. Therefore, what's the best solution to this? Knowing your spawns, which is our next topic for discussion. The spawning system. In free-for-all, the spawns are a fucking terrible piece of shit garbage which you cannot escape. So business again as usual for the developers for the spawn system. If you played Modern Warfare 3, you know how terrible the spawning system is. Everyone knew how easy it was to memorize the spawn system and how to abuse it, which led to a sixth system of cause and effect of either coming back to one spawn point every 5 to 10 seconds, or Plan B, leaving claymores, bouncing betties, or other explosives and killing said people who are forced to spawn into being punished by a poor spawn system. Long story short, it takes away from the game. Custom classes. Well, this commentary isn't going to be all bad. The 10-point system is a breath of fresh air in the Call of Duty Black Ops 2, in which you have complete choice of what you add and subtract and what types of weapons and equipment into the game, which brings a lot of diversity of what you'll be going up against regardless of game type, which makes it to where you won't be going up against the same cookie cutter crap every time you get into a gunfight with someone. So the custom classes can range of something as ordinary as an original build with the regular 3 perk setup as you would expect to see from previous Call of Duty games, to something as wild as using only a pistol with many perks and equipment, which makes the game more interesting in my opinion. The perks. The perks for me are really hit and miss. Probably one of the best things that I will never miss is the fact that Last Stand, Final Stand are gone from the game and will be forgotten very quickly without a second thought. Ghost is sadly back in this game, but isn't as cheesy as before. In previous games, you could literally sit in one spot with Ghost and always hide you from radar. Now Ghost is based off distance, whether or not you are shown on radar, and moving back and forth in circles will not work. The big thing that is a big disappointment to me is the sound whoring is almost non-existent in this game. Even with awareness and dead silence, it is very difficult to trace the origin of being flanked by another player. And mind you, I have a 5.1 surround sound headset with a Dolby surround sound processor. So in short, having surround sound in which to have a better experience will not give you the advantage you were expecting alongside with the perks like the previous games. I mean, why not? You paid the money to enhance your gaming with a nice headset, so why not be rewarded for it? Next is land compensation. Land compensation is sadly back in Call of Duty Black Ops. I will not go into full explanation of how bad it is. Simply click on this annotation and this video fully explains how bad lag compensation takes away from the game. But in short, lag compensation takes away from the people who have good internet to try and balance the lobby, quote unquote, to give everyone a fair chance of winning the game. In my opinion, that should not be the case. For example, I drive a 1997 Honda Civic. My car is a stock stick shift, right? So say I'm sitting at a light and a Ferrari pulls up and wants to race me. In a world without lag compensation, that Ferrari would fucking smoke the living shit out of me without a second thought. But with lag compensation, that would be equivalent of me getting out of my car, taking a gun, shooting his fucking tires, getting back in, and then proceeding to race him, handicapping the person that clearly has a better connection. So the Ferrari is a better connection and I'm just some plain Jane, connection. Land compensation weighs down the people with a better connection in order to give the little guy a fair shot. That shouldn't happen, ever. It makes your wins, losses, and everything you achieved feel short-lived at best. So at long last, the conclusion. On launch day, it was exciting. It felt like nobody was camping. They wanted to enjoy the game to the fullest. They wanted to interact with other players and how awesome the game was at the time, but it was soon short-lived. We all figured out as a community that the multiplayer for this game was not based on how much you invested into being a better player, multiplayer-wise, than the other guy. It was based off a Treyarch's opinion of their so-called equal playing field, also known as lack of compensation, and everyone in their right mind can figure out why they did this. The answer is simple. Money. What is a better way to get more money and enable more people to play their game? The answer is someone else's expense. Hence, the people with better connections. But people will eventually leave because they feel like they're getting cheated out of a good time, and I don't blame them. If you are a hardcore player, I'm sure you will buy this game even before taking the time to do your research and find out what kind of game it is. But if you want to deal with terrible spawns, few maps worth playing, and lag compensation all working against you, it leaves a really crappy taste in your mouth. If you can deal with that, then by all means buy and play Call of Duty Black Ops 2. But if you are new to this series, I would direct you to stay away from this title if all you're looking for is the multiplayer experience. Single player, sure, but everything else other than that, you might as well save your money. There are plenty of good things being brought to the table, but I don't think it outweighs the bad by a long shot. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to mention. You have to get max prestige to unlock all the items in multiplayer, such as perks, equipment, and so on. So even if you want to play the game casually, you are forced to put days and days into this game in order to get the full experience that this game has to offer, which draws people away from the game. Probably including myself. I'm not exactly sure yet. So those are my 2 cents in the matter. Feel free to like this video and leave your comments on the video, the multiplayer, the free-for-all down below. Thank you all for listening. This is Bring Your Friends, signing off. You guys have a good one.